Hi and welcome back to my video. And last week I had a very interesting question that a friend of mine was asking. So he said, "Hey, is it possible for ChatGPT to do SAST?" So SAST, for those of you who do not know, SAST is basically static code analysis. So what it does is that it basically scans through source code and it flags out any parts of it which are vulnerable code, and it offers you suggestions on what you need to change to make it more secure and things like that. The use of AI within the field of SAST or DST is very interesting. Disclaimer, I'm not a web developer or any kind of developer, neither am I an expert on SAST or DST, but this is just purely for experimentation and fun. Okay. Um, yeah, so let me just show you how my prompt looks like. And basically, okay, sorry, before I do that, um, I'm just going to show you how the site looks like. So this is basically the vulnerable website that I have on a different VM. And this site is currently, I can log in as a normal user. Okay, for example, I log in as Alice. And if I use a SQL payload, okay, this will allow me to bypass the login screen. So this means that this page is SQL injectable. Okay. To further confirm this, we can use a Z proxy. So we could use, let me just get the IP address and just run the attack. Okay, so of course Z-proxy is a little bit noisy, by the way, but it is pretty fast and very quickly you're able to flag, or rather very quickly it's able to flag out the alerts for you, so you can see that, oh, yeah, these it's able to find that the injectable points is the username and the password field. Okay, so these two fields are basically uh, susceptible to the SQL injection attack. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to ChatGPT and see if whether this actually really works. Okay, so it says that to prevent SQL injection, we should use prepared statements, and it actually revised the PHP code for me. The one that I want is anything that's within the PHP tags itself. So I'm just going to copy and paste this into um, yeah, into my PHP code. Okay, I'm going to go into the path of the vulnerable site. I'm going to use Sublime Text to open up index.php, and I'm going to take everything that's within the PHP tag and paste in the corrected one. Okay, I'm just going to go back to this, make sure that the page loads, make sure I can log in. Okay, and since the code is already changed, in other words, it's already hardened, um, I'm going to try the SQL injection again, and this time it shows me as invalid credentials. This means that ChatGPT has successfully done a SAST kind of scan of my code, and it actually gave me the corrected code that should be used to prevent SQL injections. Okay, very interesting stuff. Again, I'm not paid nor sponsored by ChatGPT or SonarCube, and the reason why I put SonarCube in this scenario is because one of my friend's company is using SonarCube. So he was talking to me about it. And the version of SonarCube that I have, the one that I'm using, is basically the community edition. So obviously there are some limitations to it, but I just want to show it to you pretty quickly how this actually works. It's very cool stuff actually. So when you log into SonarCube, you just create a new project. Obviously, you need to have a folder. Okay, in my case, it's up on my desktop. You must have a folder with all your source code that's already inside. Okay, and when we create a new project, we just create a new local project, and you can just call it anything we want. Okay, let's just call this one site underscore main. Click on next, and we'll just use the global settings, create the project, and click on locally. And this is the interesting part because this is where or rather, this is the most important part because this is where we generate the token in order to scan the code. Um, yeah, so you can see that there's no uploading of code into SonarCube, but rather SonarCube actually generates the command for you, okay, the token together with the command. And the next step, I need to select the kind of language I'm using, which in this case is PHP. I'm going to use on Windows, okay? And it generates this the scanner command for you. So you just copy this command, okay? You go, let me open up a new tab. Let me go to desktop. Let me go into my one site folder. This is where my PHP files are located. I paste this in. Okay, there's two parts of it actually. One is SonarCube and one is Sonar Scanner. Sonar Scanner is the, I mean, they're both downloaded and set up separately, but Sonar Scanner is the one that enables you to run the scan against your code. Okay, and yeah, once this is done, you can see that there's a new analysis in progress by SonarCube. And when this is finished, you would see as one of the projects within under your projects list, right? So you can just click into it, and you can see that it's done some analysis of my code that showed me stuff like, oh, there's a median impact for reliability, and it tells me I need to add the add lang or XML lang attributes to this HTML element, which means that my HTML element is actually just plain HTML by itself. I need to add in this into the element. Okay. Um, yeah, I can even, or rather, let me just go back to overview and I can look at the one that's under security as one high impact issue within security itself. And it says, oh, revoke and change this password as it is compromised. So if I click onto it, it actually flags out to me exactly where the problem is, and it shows me as revoke and change this password as it is compromised. It points to the dollar $pass, which is the variable called pass. And you can see that my variable called pass is actually using a very weak password, p@sswzrd. Okay, so SonarCube is able to flag this out properly. Obviously, if you use the this is a community edition, so there are certain limitations to it. If you use the enterprise or the developer edition, I believe they can flag out things like SQL injections, CSIF, maybe RFI, LFI, things like that. So yeah, a lot more stuff that can be flagged out with those paid editions of SonarCube. Yeah, so that's basically that's basically about it. Uh, so can ChatGPT do SAST? I believe so. Yes, especially nowadays when we have plugins for ChatGPT that specializes in different SAST for different languages. I believe that is possible. SAST will be able, sorry, ChatGPT will be able to keep the context going for the code that you are trying to fix. And I hope you found this interesting as much as I did. Yeah, and thank you for watching.